The word certified has been used in many misleading ways in the hemp industry. It has been used to indicate that a variety has been tested for THC or registered in a particular state or something totally unrelated to certification. The Federal Seed Act, the North Carolina Seed Act, and practically all state seed acts declare certified seed to be a class of seed which is the progeny of breeder, foundation, or registered seed, and is produced and handled under strict adherence to procedures established by the certifying agency for the purpose of maintaining genetic purity and identity. Outside the federal and state seed acts, there is no uniform meaning for certified seed. Certified seed is produced, conditioned, and maintained in accordance with rigorous production rules so that the variety proves to be distinct, uniform, and stable. We call these rules hemp certification standards. Certified hemp varieties must be predictable. This should be the norm for hemp varieties. Uniform and stable varieties are practically guaranteed in all other crops. Is this true for hemp? Our standards are written to make sure varieties are properly vetted, to minimize variability in your planting stock, and to minimize seed-borne issues, such as mixtures, insects, weed seed, seed-borne diseases, or uncontrolled pollination. These standards also ensure that claims on the label have been tested and are backed by a reputable seed lab. Basically, seed certification is a system of field inspections, conditioner inspections, and the system of record keeping to provide some assurance that you are getting what you expect in the seed package. This year, we helped draft new standards for feminized seed, clones, and transplants. We now have internationally accepted standards for all types of hemp. Our standards are available on the website ncrop.com. Furthermore, we are now accepting varieties for review if you are interested in offering certified hemp varieties. This slide is a pictorial summary of the activities involved in hemp seed certification. There is quite a bit of work involved in certification, and the seed producer must pay a lot of attention to detail. Hopefully, this slide illustrates the scope of that process and perhaps gives you a greater appreciation for certified seed. I have made a big deal about certified seed, so I thought you should know something about who certifies seed. There is only one recognized certifying agency in each state. These state certifying agencies may be in the form of land-grant college, crop improvement agencies, or a Department of Ag division. These state agencies and 7 participating countries certify seed under the Association of Official Seed Certifying Agencies umbrella, also known as AOSCA. North Carolina Crop Improvement is a major contributing member. In fact, North Carolina and Virginia Crop Improvement were the sponsoring agencies that drafted, proposed, and defended the new feminized hemp seed and transplant standards. Okay, so why should you use certified seed? It all starts with the genetics. Are you buying the genetics you think you are? Remember, a true variety must be distinct, uniform, and stable. Before we certify a variety, it is subjected to an impartial variety review to assure that the breeding methods and stabilization techniques used during the development of that variety are sound. Furthermore, the seed that you are buying should conform to high standards. It should be backed up by an approved lab test, and it should be labeled appropriately. There should be no room for dormant seed or viable seed on the label. Percent germination is straightforward. Either germinates or it doesn't. All claims on the label should be backed up by multiple field inspections, conditioner inspections, and seed lab reports. Furthermore, North Carolina Crop Improvement is a reliable certifying agency. We have been in the seed certifying role since 1929. We are an unbiased, independent, nonprofit organization, and we are here to protect the seed purchaser. We look at certification as putting our reputation on the line. We can't guarantee 100% satisfaction all the time, but we can guarantee that the seed producer's underlying genetics and adherence to a strict set of production protocols will give your seed the best possible opportunity for success. I suspect that most of you have never heard about certified seed. So if it's so special, why doesn't everybody offer certified seed? Well, there are several reasons. The first is that certification is seen as an additional unnecessary cost. Well, I disagree with that statement because the cost of certification is minimal compared to the cost of seed. And secondly, most varieties are uncertifiable for some reason. The variety has proved to be not distinct, uniform, and stable, or they can't prove variety performance. Thirdly, some varieties are being sold under several brand names. Well, this is a direct violation of the Federal Seed Act and many state seed acts. And lastly, some seed producers just don't know their genetics. We have seen an increase in demand for certified seed this year, mostly in response to poor quality seeds and plants offered in previous years. Also, we are seeing a few states requiring the use of certified seeds and plants as they become available. Despite the rocky start, we have good news regarding planting material. We expect to see more certified varieties in 2021. New hemp breeders have been hired by seed companies, and you should see the fruits of their labor soon. Crop Improvement has 2 new varieties that were produced in North Carolina under our feminized seed standards and designated as experimental lines this year. These new lines came from Triangle Hemp in Durham and High-Low Seed in Edenton. Triangle Hemp and High-Low were instrumental in developing our feminized seed standards. They provided some practical advice that was incorporated in our feminized standards. If you see seed offered for sale from Triangle Hemp or High-Low with our logo on the seed tag, you will know that it was produced by following our standards. One thing to keep in mind, if the certifying agency is not an AOSCA member, then it is not certified. All official state certifying agencies follow the same labeling guidelines. So that means certified tags from other states such as Georgia or Oregon will look very similar to ours. So what are we going to see in the future? I anticipate more multi-purpose varieties with unique oil profiles. I predict more reliance on seeds versus clones, and that is mostly due to the cost of clonal production. Autoflowering is likely to gain more interest among breeders and become more important where mechanization and early plantings in the South are a factor. To make this work, seed cost may come down, however, do not expect it to fall too low. That is because production of feminized hybrid seeds is fairly expensive due to the heavy reliance on labor. I also expect to see some new hybrids combining some of the best traits of our varieties that are being offered now, such as disease resistance, pest tolerance, and high yield. As we see advances in breeding, we are bound to see better performance and more protection of those varieties. New varieties may be protected by licenses, plant patents, and by the Plant Variety Protection Act. Do not be too alarmed by patents and licenses and PVP certificates. Our experience has shown that gains derived from improved genetics outweigh the additional cost of intellectual property rights. Furthermore, we have seen an explosion in the number of varieties offered for sale after breeders start protecting their varieties in other crops. Seed companies are more likely to invest in variety development when they can protect their genetics and receive gains over a long period of time.